Well, hello. We are here again for something new, I guess. This is going to be called Talking with the Plants, because I realized this is like the best place I have for like just energy, I guess. I got all the plants, right? And they're like all around me, and I got the crystals. And so crystals, plants, it's like a core energy thing. It's a good spot. So I think this is where we'll have like conversations with the plants, and we'll talk about different plants. We'll feature different plants and talk about them. For instance, this plant right here is an aloe vera plant, and it has gone through some stuff, I will tell you. It has seen things. It fell down several times in its journey, and the fact that it's still alive it perseveres. But it does have a lot of crystals kind of connected to it, including right now it's hanging out with this new selenite. I got new crystals, so we got a lot of them in boxes here. We're gonna talk about what we got. It's cool stuff. So meet a plant, aloe. That was what we did. You'd think I'd name these guys. I probably should, but this is just aloe vera plant, so that's his name. I don't know what to tell you. And this is, I don't know. We'll talk about this plant another day. He's cool though, and it looks like I'm getting sunlight from this direction, but it's really fun because this strange area here gets bounce back sun from windows of other people, which is interesting. So we get morning sun and nighttime sun in just this little spot right here. Like, it's legit. It's actual light. Like, that is real light. Like, actually coming through. And that is not, the sun is not coming from that direction. So I love that. Okay. New crystals. Yes. Okay. So first of all, you'll see we have a lot of these. These are called selenite wands. There's a reason I got more of these, but that's going to take some time to kind of show off and explain the why later on. But yeah, these are selenite wands. They are different sizes. I'm just setting them down kind of over here. They're very, very cool. They carry light really interestingly. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do eventually with something. We're going to get to that later though. But they're still very powdery because they're brand new, like super new, just out the box. So that's why they're a little, they leave a lot of little pieces of crystal everywhere. Yeah, it's just flying everywhere, which is fine. It's fine, but it is like, seriously, this is selenite. It's like micro crystals. You do not want to start rubbing your eyes directly after touching this stuff. I have figured this out the hard way, so because it's like all this little micro crystals all over my fingers. So yay, that's fun. I should put this down. I don't need this in my hand right now because like I already know what I'm talking about. There we go. See, it's such a zen little area here with the plants. It's really nice. We'll need more of them. Okay, so we have, what else do we have? Oh yes, so I also bought these little bags of things. So these are like necklacey things. These are clear quartz. There's 2 of them in here. They come with their own little necklaces. I haven't actually opened these yet. Let's open them. Let's look. I don't actually know how long these are. I've been dealing with trying to find the right length for, okay. Let's get this back in there. Don't want to lose these. Oh, and I'm losing this. Okay. Actually, this isn't bad. Yeah, this is a pretty good thing. Okay, cool. So yeah, it comes with its own necklace, little quartz piece that's like kind of wrapped. I like this. This is very nice. I do intend to be giving a lot of these away, so anyone who writes my P.O. box and wants a crystal, they're gonna probably get some of these. So I got some clear quartz, yay. What else we got? Green aventurine, I can't even pronounce this, but either way, it's green. It's green and it's pretty cool looking. Okay, hang on, this one. There we go. Ooh, I know, isn't it nice? It's nice, I think it's nice. That's cool. Put this away. Get back in there. So we got that. That's nice. We have tiger's eye. Woo. I've always wanted some of this, and I actually don't have very much. I have a little bit up in my room upstairs, but I don't have very much tiger's eye. So these, I'm probably only going to give away one of them. I'm probably going to keep one because I've always wanted to have one for like a necklace. That was kind of creepy. I thought a person just walked by, and there's like no way a person can be over here, or at least they shouldn't be over here. So that was a little creepy, got a little creeped out, but that's ghosts for you. Okay, this is lapis lazuli. I had to get some lapis lazuli because, right, like it's just the coolest. There we go. It's coming, there we go. Lapis lazuli, look at that. Isn't that nice? There's 4 pieces in here, so I like these though. They're nice, they're polished, nice pieces. Okay, set these down over here. This is my money tree, kind of off shot. You can't see it, but it's the money tree, so I like to put a lot of stuff around it. All right, we also got a bunch of quartz. Just upped my quartz here. I used to have a lot, but I give them away. This is probably the most common thing that I give to people is quartz. And I have a lot of them all over the house, acting as like, defense mechanisms. So quartz and of the plants, almost every plant here has a quartz in it. So if they don't, they will probably get one. So like there we go. So yeah, quartz. I do like having these. Oh, look at that! Get the light hitting them and everything. I like to have some fresh quartz where I can get them. I try to get them at least once a year if I can. So we got some fresh quartz. That is always good. What else? Oh yeah. Okay. We also got this little kit here because I can't get rid of all the weird vibes that kind of float in and out of this house, especially if I'm doing readings for people all the time. Stuff happens. I pick up some weird stuff. So I actually got a real sage burning kit. It's a whole thing here. It's got a feather, right? That's how you know it's authentic, right? I've got bundles of what I'm assuming is sage. These sticks that I think I do things with. I'm assuming, and then some what almost smells like cinnamon. It probably is some kind of cinnamon. There's a couple of these sticks. There's some crystals in the bag. And then there's this pendulum-y, gauzy thing. You can go ooh. There's also a shell, because obviously that's very important. That's part of it. So it comes with instructions and words and stuff, which I have not read yet. But it's the whole thing. So next time I have a haunting energy, or I need to clear the energy of this house, I'm good to go. So that's kind of fun, yeah, guys. Let's take a drink here. My Fanta. What else? We met a plant. We talked about the crystals that we got. Yeah, I've been making a lot of interesting choices. Choices that I make are not always in a linear fashion, as in they don't always make sense when looked at from a linear perspective. But I find the longer I look back on things, the more it makes sense, even if it didn't make sense at the time. So current choice of walking away from a 13-year career, definitely an interesting one. Yeah. But it's just sometimes in life you hit those moments, right, where it just you realize that this isn't for me, yeah, and when you're being I don't know, put into a corner, it makes you kind of feel that way, okay, I don't think this is for me, and that's okay, that's fine. I'll find other things that are for me. I think I've known this for a while, I think that's kind of, looking back, it's the root of a lot of kind of my interesting behavior is that I'm definitely lashing out at the fact that it's kind of a weird so I believe that it's one of those relationships that goes on for past lives, so you work for a company for so many lives, so many, and you just keep repeating the same kind of pattern over and over again, right? And then you reincarnate and you're back in the same exact thing, and it's wow, how weird, how strange is it that it's 100 years later and it's the same thing, it's just weird, it is. I don't know how to explain that, but walking away from it, that's different. Sometimes that's the empowering thing to do, I guess, versus dying on the job or retiring or getting fired. At least deciding that, okay, this isn't for me. I'm not cut out for this anymore. That's sometimes an important moment, and that's kind of where I was at this week, to be perfectly honest. In that it'll make sense in the future, I think, in a non-linear time. I'll look at it and I'll be obviously this all made sense. But in the linear time, it's I could have made this choice months ago. I could have made this choice, gosh, a year ago. I mean, on a leave of absence 3 years ago, and should have made this choice. But it's one of those relationships that you just keep coming back to. And I think I decided, nah, not anymore. But that's good. It's kind of going to be a whole ending toxic relationships and creating boundaries in my life is, I think, the new theme we're working with. Hence my plants, hint my little boundaries, right? These are some good boundaries, these plants, because I don't really have a lot of people that come over and get to this zone. So this very like me, I guess. You know, my wife is here as well, and occasionally we have some visitors that come and go, but it's not like I don't have a lot of other energy in this little spot. So it's a good spot to kind of like for me to sit and think and reflect and kind of let the energy just kind of flow. And I come to a lot of conclusions here. Again, they don't make sense in a linear time fashion, but I do trust them. I trust them. I go, okay, I don't know why we're going to do this, but I trust this. So sometimes you need that spot, I guess, in your house where you can sit and come to conclusions and trust those conclusions. And that's this. So probably part of the big reason why I think at my core, I couldn't leave this place. The thought of changing this energy, it was getting me. So I have felt so much more comfortable knowing that I'm not going anywhere. So at least as long as I can pay for it, right? Which is life. But that is life. Surprisingly, that's not worrying me, which is nice. It's a nice feeling. So yeah, we have the crystals, we have the plants. We're going to work on undoing programming because looking back, that's the one thing I see is that I have a lot of programming that's kind of built into me from like my childhood, and it's easy to trigger, easy for people to trigger certain things, and then I go into programmed responses. I see this as I get older. I'm like, there's one. So I have to work on undoing that because for me, I think that will allow me to navigate life easier, you know? So that's going to be fun. Yeah. And that's kind of, I think, all we want to talk about. Yeah, that's all I wrote down, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to try to do these whenever the heck I want, I guess, because we's going to have a little bit more time to do this kind of stuff probably, or at least more flexibility. So yeah, we're going to introduce other plants and we're going to talk about them and we're going to talk about other things that are going on. I'm holding a button that's not going to work because after about 10 minutes it just doesn't work. And I know we've gone over 10 minutes, but we're going to push the button. It's not going to do anything, but that's okay. It made me feel better. Now I'm going to get up and walk away, but enjoy.